I think most likely on draft day, it's Marvin, Neighbors, and Odunze are the top 3 taken off the board in that order. But, plenty of draft day surprises. Mark, I'll let you get into it. I think he's the biggest of these guys too, right? He's like 6'5".
He's up there.
Yeah,
I think he's the biggest. Very close, similar to Marvin Harrison Jr. Doesn't have the same speed as Harrison Jr., but he's a big physical receiver who can run routes, can get in. He runs routes like he's like Julian Edelman's size, but he's 6'4". And those guys are freaky. They're hard to find. This first clip is it's a snag route for where you fake the slant and you come on an out route. It's the deception that I talked about with Neighbors. It's the eye snap. It's everything looks like it's going to be a slant, and then he just snaps his hips down, which allows him to get out of the break really, really quick. It's technique stuff. This is coached. This is learned. This is mastered. It's not stuff that he was just born doing. He learned it. Very well coached. Washington's produced some very good receivers. They obviously had an outstanding year last year. He was a big part of the reason why. And he's just a really tough cover in every aspect of it. But this is really, really a great route to start off. Here's more deception. I mean, this is what was one of the best routes last year. He just does a rocker step, but the rocker step isn't what sells it. It's the head, right?
The head.
The eyes snapping in, and that defender starts to look for the slant ball. And by the time he recovers, it's a touchdown. This guy, Rome, was a touchdown machine. Quarterback's best friend because of the size, because of the ability to have late hands. Doesn't matter, man. He catches the ball if it comes anywhere near him.
Crazy. I mean, his routes are just insane.
It's more deception, right? It's my number one thing I look at because it's such a rare thing to find in receivers. And he's just he sells the stop route.
He literally stops. Looks like he's waiting for a ball that isn't coming, and then that's so crazy.
The biggest thing, John, is the obviously the eyes, right? The eyes are the biggest thing, but his hips. He changes. You see how his hips sink when he breaks?
Yeah,
that's what sells it. That's what sells it.
It's crazy.
The eyes lie. You know what don't? What did Shakira say, John?
Hips don't lie.
Hips don't lie.
But his are lying, effectively.
His are lying. And that's why people get beat by 5 yards like that, because as a DB, I mean, you're taught that the hips don't lie.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
But he's so good at what he does. It's just he's a tough cover. Really, really good here. A lot of times you want to see how do receivers react to off coverage, late contact. So this defender's trying to get his hands on him down the field at about 7 yards, just to throw you off, to throw the timing off. The very best receivers are able to elude these people without throwing off the timing of the play. So he just, within the regular timing of this route, avoids the contact, uses his hands to swipe the guy off, and then still gets into his break so that Penix can get him the ball when it needs to be thrown. Because if he doesn't do this and Penix throws it late, it's an incompletion or a pick. And if he forces Penix to hold the ball longer because he didn't get open in the route, it's a sack, which is why defenses do this. It takes special receivers to be able to have that not phase them. This is a hard thing to do. Second level, beating contact at second level is a hard thing to do. And he does it with ease.
Makes it look so easy. Yeah. He's incredible. I've watched a decent chunk of film on him too. And I mean, I think these are just such great highlights of his route running ability. It's elite. Again, I mean, another guy that I think is going to probably, I think all 3 of these guys are going to be gone by pick 10. I think that's most likely.
But you know what? We thought the same thing last year, and we saw receivers drop. What I think might happen, John, is because of the quarterback talent we have in this draft, you could see teams start moving up, trading back so that quarterbacks go early, and these receivers might get pushed back later than you think.
Well, that's kind of what I think is going to happen, but I think it's going to, I don't know. I know everybody kind of assumes this, but I think this year more than ever, it's more likely where you're going to have a quarterback gold rush in the first 5 picks. I think 4 of the first 5 picks will be quarterbacks. And then the 5 picks after that, I think, is immediately going to pivot to tackles and receivers, right? And that's just all it's going to be. all the top guys. Because like, look, edge, obviously you know, you have Dallas Turner and you have some other guys that definitely are talented, but nobody's like literally jumping up the board to try to get some of those guys. I could 100% see somebody jumping up the board to go get, you know, a JJ McCarthy, jumping up the board to get a Joe Alt, jumping up the board to get any of these receivers that we just talked about any day of the week. And I think that, right, it's like where's your demand at versus all of these other teams that really causes those runs on certain positions to happen very quickly. And I don't know. I mean, I feel like this draft and this receiver class has that written all over it. And same thing with quarterback, frankly.
Yeah.